this one's gonna be called Half a Man.
Okay.
So half a man theory that I'm working on, and I as far as this is concerned, like I had a lot of success, even already been worth millions, but I felt like I was always like half doing something. Like there's something more that needed to be done, and I actually
Right.
knew what needed to be done. And I think that in everyone's own perspective, they know what they need to be doing. Because I did a short the other day. Is like every man knows what he should be doing.
Right.
But what
Right.
that man should be doing is different for that man. But there's a voice inside of every man's head that's like, you need to be doing this. And I'd say that for the most part, 95% of men don't do that.
Yeah.
They don't do that. And so, I'll give you an example one. I'll give you, for me, a Christian example one. Like I'm 51. So when I'm 51 and people come to my house and another man prays before the family meal, that's half a Christian, half a man. If I'm not marketing fully in my business or doing what I know I should be doing all the way, it's half a man for the business.
Right.
If I'm not providing what my wife wanted, sometimes I would justify that as that, because Brad Lee talks about this one a little bit, and I kind of agree with him that a good woman won't outspend the man, but a good man will provide what the woman wants.
Right.
So if that man at that time can't provide that woman with what she wants, with his wife what she wants, that doesn't mean he's a bad man, but she also won't press him too far past that point. But just because the man doesn't see the same thing, because I don't think most men, for example, I'll give an example, this want like a huge house.
Right.
But most women do.
Yeah.
Most men don't want a big house and don't care, might have a car or something in a good.
They want enough space to relax.
Yeah.
Maybe a space within the house that's theirs.
Right.
I mean, some people these days want a man cave. I'd rather have a study myself.
Just a room
But-
to hang out in. Yeah.
But yeah, but you'll often talk to women. It'll be, well, you got to have a living room and a den.
A
You
large
have to have
car.
a formal dining room that you'll never use.
A large car,
Yeah.
a large house, a house maybe double the size what the guy wants. But it's not the man's job to fight that forever.
Right.
The woman wants it because she's the man provides and protects, and the woman nurtures, takes care of the family.
Right.
And both important jobs, equal jobs, but different. And so I feel like I should have provided that a little bit better instead of fighting my wife on it, especially when I had the means and she was asking.
Yeah.
So I'm
In your defense, you did actually do it.
I did a lot of stuff though. I did do what? Like
You got the larger house.
not exactly what she wanted though.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
she picked it, so I thought it was what she.
Well, it wasn't truly what she desired.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I don't judge that the same way anymore than I used to. In fact, if I feel like if I complete my job all the way around, I'll be able to complete that part of my job too. Now that one's a byproduct of me being able to be a provider.
Right.
But at the time I could have done it and I didn't get exactly what she wanted. So if I'm there doing what I should be doing in the company, which we already have a company that's working and successful, but I stopped at one point and now I started back up again. And you can see when that happened. You've been here.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
know when I stopped, but I stopped and I didn't do all of what I should be doing.
You didn't stop. You got distracted.
I got distracted
by another.
I was
potential
investing
thing.
in real estate.
Yeah.
And I have words about the way that these influencers tell people they should do stuff. I don't agree. I don't think most of the influencers that coach people have any iota of what it's like to run a business. So we
Yeah.
help a lot of contractors. If you're a plumber, roofer, HVAC, or have a paving company or whatever it is, and then you're off on the side trying to do crypto and high-end apartments. In fact, a lot of the people that are doing like apartments and stuff, they're really not trying to help you go buy a 20 unit.
No.
They just want your cash in their investment fund.
Yeah. They want your cash into their pool, and you get your
Yeah.
little percentage.
We don't have to mention
and
names
they get
about,
most of it.
but it's
Yeah.
it's a bit of a scam because they're not really helping you.
Right.
You could go have that piece of real estate and have a more liquidable asset than your money in with another 1,000 dudes buying a 1,000-unit apartment complex.
Yeah.
But they don't help you with that. So when somebody goes off on these tangents, and I did one, and you're not doing everything. You're going halfway in your business, whether it's marketing, management, boots on the ground, in the office. I still have an issue with this work on the business, not in the business. I don't do the same things in
We
the
hear
business.
that all the time.
Well, people
and
say
it's
it,
such horseshit.
but you would change entirely, and you would change entirely to something like marketing and sales. That's probably what I should be doing all the time.
Yeah.
Only. But a little bit of management. So it's not like I'm going to, make websites or do SEO or make software.
Right.
So I don't work in the business on that, but I work on the business and in the business. It just depends on the capacity of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I definitely work on the business. That might be marketing, but it's just a nuance of someone that's an influencer telling people what they should be doing, and then those people are missing the mark, and then they run off and try to work on the business and don't market properly.
Yeah. Well, and it's the influencer type is giving some glib sound bite.
Yeah.
Don't work in your business, work on your business. And then half the time they don't even define what that means.
In the influencer's defense, the public demands the bullshit sound bites.
True.
Because the algorithm demands it because the public demanded it.
Yeah,
so if you're
listening, 5-second attention spans and everything else.
If you're listening to this, it's your fault too. So it's your fault too. So you need to be able to discern this stuff and hear. But I want to give someone some information so that they don't have to go through these things and realize that it's bullshit. Almost none of those influencers made money before they were an influencer. I've been making money on nothing but businesses for 35 years, and that's my entire business. I didn't start doing a Nolen Walker channel to make money. I did it because it's a necessary part of not being half a man to do full marketing in today's society.
Right.
That's why Nolen Walker channel started.
Yeah. And you fought the Nolen Walker channel for years.
At least 5 years.
We would talk about it, and you were always like, but I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to do this other thing. But something was always telling you should be doing it.
Because I was half a man not doing it.
Right.
Because once society changes and says this is part of it and you don't do it, you're half a man.
Yeah.
You're half a man on the marketing. You're half a man on working in the business. You're half a man on working on the business. You're half a man on providing for your wife and your family. You're half a man on your health. You're half a man here. So I guess what I'm trying to do on the half a man is that I'm doing my best at this point, dealing with everything, whatever I can do to not be half a man on anything. So it's tough to do. And I'm not trying to, I say I'm not trying to dog it all the way around, but I guess I am on some point. Like I don't, but everything's not a curated short on Instagram. So it's not like you see people like deadlifting and sweating and then running up and doing sales. I mean, at 51, I'll have a down day, like all day.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that day was screwed up. I might go outside and work a little bit, but there's an off day. There's rest. There is rest. And rest is a key component to biohacking and staying alive. So right. I do that too. It's not all that curated stuff, but I am attempting to do my best all the way around. And if I didn't work out but a day or two in a week, but I did all these other things right and I kept it going and I did my health and my business and was a provider and was a marketer and was working on the business and in the business, I feel pretty good about that week. I felt better about last week than I have in a while. And the week before that. And then I hope to feel better this week as well about not being a half a man and not leaving stuff on the table. I think I don't think there's almost any man that doesn't leave stuff on the table, but I'm getting to an age to where it's also like, I don't think it's always a stroke of genius. Like people quit drinking because they're going to die. People quit doing drugs because they're going to die. They quit. Why do they quit at 35 or 40? Because you became middle-aged and you don't recuperate.
Well, yeah. With experience comes wisdom, and it's easier when you get that. It's easier to listen to the voice in your head telling you what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You hear it even as a young man, but you don't always want to listen.
I've lived a very comfortable life, a lot of privilege because of a lot of hard work, but a rough upbringing from my stature, from where I was. But my come up is pretty damn impressive. So where I was dealt the come up, I always look at the come up. The come up is what's impressive about a man, because I've heard somebody say that before. But when people get 80 million to start a business, or even just a warm pillow, a place to lay their head, it's a better place, or what side of the tracks they were born into, or USA, or whatever, right, or the country. So there's a lot of things that make a better upbringing and what happened to them. But I think I've had a pretty decent come up. But it got a little comfortable, and I didn't do 100% of what I should do all the time. I lived on an island for 3 years. I had multiple businesses and had a lot of things. but I've worked hard the whole way, but I didn't finish it all the way. Had I finished it all the way, I think it would have been a stratosphere life before now. But at 51, I feel the inevitable, and I'm not going to lay on my deathbed saying I was half a man. I won't do it. So, like, whatever I can do today and do that now, I feel it coming. So, biologically, I'm like, I'm doing it now, right now, and I'm going to do whatever I can to be all that I can be. And, I'll say one other thing about this concept, because I think people might watch this and say, I watched it and said, it's too much. What other men do is too much. Yeah. And you could do Andy Elliott or Gary Vee or some guys that are over the top, work all the time. I know they don't work all the time. Age helps them, right? Gary Vee's definitely resting more than he used to. Andy Elliott might still be burning that candle. He's 41, I think, and probably on some some
just starting to feel the effects. Probably.
Yeah. So there's one thing with burning all day long, but that rest period. I agree with these guys now. And I agree with them from the standpoint of you're going to work your ass off. Either way you shake it, you're going to regret if you don't. You're going to lay and pine about what you should have done. And all your waking thoughts will think about successes or failures or what you should have done or shouldn't have done. And I don't want to lay there when I am resting because I've gotten older and can't work in that hour.
Right.
That I didn't do all that I could. So for me, I'm not going to do the half man thing anymore. I'm going to do all that I can all the time, and whatever can be, I'll try to make it happen. And whatever it is for today, it's whatever it is for today. I have done a lot of work, and I have no shame in that, but I'm not going to leave stuff on the table. And whatever I can do, get in where I fit in today is what I'm going to do. Where can I fit in? What can I do? I'm 51. I have this knowledge, and I'm going to move forward. I do feel like I'm viewing things from a better echelon.
Yeah.
I feel like I see a wider scope of what business is, what life is, what marketing is, and I understand it better. And any man that's watching this has something in their head that they know they should be doing, and they should start today, right now, with urgency. Because urgency is 51. If you're not 51, how old are you, Jason?
I'm 54.
54. You don't know the urgency yet, do they? And the urgency will build, and the regret will build.
When you wake up one day and the first time you go to you say to yourself, "Oh, I'm halfway done."
Yeah,
that's frightening. The first time.
Yeah, maybe when you had a rotator cuff tear because you slept on your shoulder for too long.
Yeah.
Or you didn't work out and your muscles had shrunk because of age, and they wouldn't have if you'd worked out.
Right.
So it's hard for me to look at a man that's going 90 miles per hour and saying he shouldn't do that. Because he probably should do that. Probably should do that.
Especially if you're still young. Keep doing that because you're not going to be able to do it forever.
There's not another way out of this as a guy providing, as a man providing. There's just not a good way out. I see pictures of people even. I watch pictures of people that come through on rentals for, some properties we have.
Yeah.
And the photo itself, you can take a picture of a man and see if he gave up or not. Just in the photo. The photo tells a lot.
Yeah.
I judge him on it, and usually it's sad. Someone's on a vacation, but I can tell they're half a man.
Yeah,
I can tell they gave up a lot and didn't do a lot. They might have gone on a vacation, but that man gave up stuff that he shouldn't have given up.
Right.
Didn't start things, didn't do things, and you can tell by the expression on the face. And I don't want that either. So, half a man. Don't be half a man, guys. Like, subscribe, DM. You want more of this stuff? Let me know. And we'll see you next time around.
Take it easy.